What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amari Kalia and I am back with another video. As you guys saw from the title, in today's video I'm going to be talking to you about 10 habits that you guys should have brought with you or should bring with you into 2023. I believe these habits are things that you should incorporate into your routine so that we can reach our goals for the new year. Of course, most of them will be health or healthy lifestyle, whatever base, so be ready for that. But before we get into the video, I did want to kind of go over what a habit is. So according to Google, a habit is a settled or regular tendency or practice, especially one that is hard to give up. I thought it was important to mention that because I think people get confused with a habit and a goal. Habits are things that you build up or you do over and over that will help you reach your end goal or, reach whatever goal that you have. So the habits that I'm going to mention are not goals. They are just things that you should do so that you can reach whatever goal, or just simply because you want to have better habits and be a better person. Whatever your reason is, I hope that you can take any of these habits that I'm going to give you guys and incorporate them into your daily life or routine. So like I said, we have 10 and we're just going to jump right into these habits. So one healthy habit that you should take into the new year is reading one book every month. Now, these goals or these habits are things that I am personally incorporating into my new year, to my daily routine, or things that I'm already doing. So this habit is something that is new for me, reading one book every month. I have set a goal for myself to basically improve my knowledge and just continuing to learn. I don't really have an end goal for that. I don't think that's something that you can have an end goal for. But basically my goal this year is to it's decreasing how much time I spend on my phone, on social media, or just being distracted by things that really are not serving me at all. I have some really big goals this year and I feel like the only way I can reach those is if I limit distractions. So one thing that I did set for myself is that I will read a book every month on a new topic, a new skill, something that I don't know much about or something that I'm interested in. And so this month, the book that I have is The Body Keeps a Score. This is a book that talks about how trauma affects the brain, affects our mind, our body, our relationships. And I don't know or you guys should know that my degree is in social work and I love anything that has to do with trauma, healing, things of that nature. So I feel like this would be a great book. I didn't want to start the year reading something like super like strict or serious. I was going to get a book on finance, but then I saw this book and I remembered that I've been wanting to read this for a long time, and today is January 2nd and I've already started reading it and it is a good book. I also bought this Spanish book. It's called Short Stories in Spanish. It's basically a book to help you learn Spanish. And I think I told you guys, I don't know if I mentioned it, but my goal this year is to also become more fluent in Spanish speaking. So I bought this book as well. I don't really intend to read this book the entire month. I may, but this is just something that I wanted to go ahead and get so that I can start that process. But yeah, so every month my goal is to read a whole book and let it be something that I can learn from. So every book will be nonfiction. I plan to read about the brain. I plan to read about money, finance. I plan to read about history, read a biography book. There's 12 months in a year. There's so much you can learn in 1 year. I feel like we stray away from knowledge when we graduate high school or graduate college, but you can never stop learning. And I realized like how powerful our brains are, and I was like, you know what, I want to just learn more about life, not just from experience. I actually want to read and see like what I can learn. So that's one habit that I am taking into the new year, and that is a habit, not a goal. It's something that I want to continuously do. So yeah, that's something that you guys should also consider. So the next habit that you guys should incorporate into your routine is making weekly to-do or goals lists. I do this all the time. I've been doing that for really probably since I started college. Making every Sunday I would make like a to-do list for what I need to complete for the week, whether that was homework assignments, projects or workouts, whatever it is, I always like make weekly to-do lists. Like this week I have a lot of things going on. I work 5 days this week, and then I also have content that I'm creating. You know, I have things like getting an oil change, just things like that. It helps me just stay focused and stay on track and keep up with what I need to do. So that's another habit that you should bring into your new year. I recommend either using your notes or you can write them down. I prefer either one. I know a lot of people are digital and they like all the digital things, so you could write it in your notes, but you could also write them down and have them by your bed or have them by the door if you have some type of table by the door, somewhere where you can easily see it and that you will remember to look at it, so you know to go and check off what you need to do, or see like, okay, I need to do this before the week is over. But it'll just help you stay on track and keep you focused on whatever your goal is. The next habit is to have a night and morning routine, or morning and night routine. So for me, that's something that I have been good at, but also kind of struggle with, especially with the night routine, just because my schedule changes so much. Like now I work in the evening time, so it's hard for me to have like a set night routine, because once I get home, I'm kind of tired. I don't really feel like doing anything, but that's something that I do want to change for the new year. I want to have a set night routine. And I just believe that that's so important, just because we need that time where we're really focused on ourselves and we are taking care of our bodies, we're taking care of our minds. I think I told you guys, my morning routine currently is I wake up, I say my prayer, I go brush my teeth, splash cold water on my face, you know, do whatever I need to do for my hair, and then I go to the gym. Oh, and of course I drink some water before I even do all of that. So that's my morning routine. It doesn't have to be something that's super difficult. You know, some people have really in-depth routines, but it just depends on your schedule. But what comes with that is having a set like sleeping routine, and that's something that we're going to get into later in the video. But having a morning and night routine just gives you that chance to do the little things that really matter, like brushing your teeth and drinking water, journaling, writing a gratitude list. Do the things that seem hard, but you know are good for you. There's a lot of things in this world that we know are good for us, but we don't do it because we don't make the time for it. But if you just add it to your routine, even if you just do it for 5 minutes, I promise you it will make a difference in your day. And also it'll make waking up seem more fulfilling, and it'll make going to bed more fulfilling. I know for me, I want to add reading before I go to bed into my night routine, so we'll see how that goes during the new year. So the next habit is to go on solo dates monthly. Now, I would say weekly, but that just depends on where you are in life and if you're in a relationship, or you know, financially, if you're able to go on solo dates. But that's something that I am adding into my habit list or my routine, whatever you want to call it. I want to go on solo dates monthly, and I say monthly because I do plan to get another job and work a lot more. Also content creating, so my schedule will be very tight. So I do want to incorporate going on solo dates. And solo dates can mean anything. It doesn't have to mean you go and you dress up and you go to dinner by yourself. It can mean anything. You go to Starbucks and you sit in there for 30 minutes and read a book, or you watch your favorite Netflix show, or you go to the movies, or you go walk around the mall, or you go buy yourself something at the mall. Whatever it is, you just need to take more time for yourself really every day. But when it comes to like an actual date, you need to do the things that you will want somebody to do for you in a relationship. Do those things for yourself. Take yourself on dates, because how can you expect someone else to take you on a date if you don't even take yourself on dates? You know, it'll feel weird or new for you for somebody else to do that for you, but you should already know how that feels. So take yourself on dates. If you can go on weekly dates, that's amazing. I want to do weekly dates, and I'm going to get to that point. But definitely incorporate going on dates into your schedule so that you will already know what it feels like to feel loved. You will already know what it feels like to be alone and to go out alone. It can kind of reduce some of that anxiety when you do go out alone, because I know a lot of people who do not like to be out alone. But if you just make it a whole experience, I feel like it'll make it a lot better and easier for you. So prioritize going on solo dates. We are focusing on self-care all 2023, so let that be something that you add as a new habit. Alright, so the next habit that I'm actually going to add to my routine is to journal weekly. I'm not going to lie, journaling every day is very redundant to me. I may not be journaling the right way, or I might not be finding the right prompts, whatever, or I may not be making enough time. But when I try journaling every day, it was alright. So I said that I would journal weekly. I would take one day and I will journal at least 10 minutes at the least, but I can go however long I need to. And I will actually find prompts to write, or just write whatever I'm feeling, or write about what happened this week, or write about what my intentions are for the upcoming week. But we all know that journaling and just being in tune with your thoughts and your emotions is very, very important, especially as life keeps going on, as we get older. I feel like as we get older, we experience more stuff and life just becomes more difficult, and we get more apart from ourselves and how we actually feel, and just being in tune with who we really are and things of that nature. So I feel like journaling becomes more important as you get older. So I feel like, with that being said, we all need to be writing, going to therapy, just being more in tune with our emotions. Like, it's that simple. So journaling weekly is what I'm going to do. You can journal every day, 3 times a day. Set some type of journal goal where you just write out how you're feeling, because sometimes talking to people doesn't make us feel the best. Let's just be honest. I know for me, I'm the type of person, I really don't like to talk a lot. I'm not much of a talker. I like to just do. But that also keeps me from getting out how I'm feeling. So I actually find it more beneficial to write it out. So if you're that type of person, or if you just want to add in journaling to the new year or to your routine or whatever, try journaling weekly. Start there. And then if you feel like you want to do more, add in more days. All right. Now, you know, I had to add this in there. The next habit is to eat something green every day. So for me, you guys know, if you follow my channel, that I drink the Blooms greens every single day. It's a mixture of all type of superfoods and greens, wheatgrass, things like that. It's a great way to get in your nutrients, and also for me, it helps with bloating. So that's what I do to get in my greens every single day. But if you are the type of person who don't want to take a powdered supplement or whatever, eat something green, whether that's a salad, or drink a smoothie and add some spinach to it. Eat some broccoli with your dinner. Whatever it is, we should be eating something green every single day. I don't care what anybody says. We need green foods because they are so healthy and nutritious for us. So I am not a dietitian, I'm not a nutritionist, but I just want to say that eating healthier should be everyone's goal for the new year. We all are learning so much about how food affects our gut health, our brains. So with all this new research and stuff coming about, we need to be incorporating more greens into our diet. I will do a video on easy ways to add in some greens. I'm actually starting a fast today, January 2nd. So I went to the store and I bought a whole bunch of vegetables and fruits. I'm cutting out a lot of stuff. I'll be doing a video on that. But yes, add in some greens every single day. It doesn't have to be too much. I'm gonna be honest, I love salads, but I don't like to make them at home, so I don't really make salads at home. But I have been able to add greens to my diet in so many ways. So add something green to your diet. That is a habit, so that you know that you are getting in the nutrients and the vitamins and all that stuff that you need into your system. All right, this is probably one of my favorite habits. I do this faithfully, but take monthly social media breaks. If I could do weekly social media breaks, I would, but I don't, because I post my workouts and my foods on there. But I actually just did a social media break. I got off Instagram on Friday, which was the day before New Year's Eve, and then I just got back on there today. So I took about a 3-day break, and it felt amazing. And I don't even have to go into why that's important. We all know why staying off social media is very, very important. We waste so much time scrolling on social media, worrying about what everybody else is doing, wishing that we had what somebody else had just because of what we see on social media. But I am the first one to say, I know so many people who post things on social media, but their life does not look like that. And I'm not here to judge, but I just say that to say, it's so important that we stay off social media so much because we, including myself, fall victim to comparing ourselves to others. And it's so detrimental to our mental health, to our self-care, to our own vision and dreams of how we want our life to be. So I love to just stay away from social media. Also because it is very negative. Most of the time, people are talking about other people, or, you know, there's always drama, things of that nature on social media. Of course, you can tailor or, you know, unfollow certain people, which I also recommend. But I think that taking a break from it is very important. Me personally, I like to take a break from social media and use that time to really focus on me, my content, reading, cooking, meal prepping, whatever it is that I need to do. Because even if you just take 10 minutes and just scroll on social media, that's a long time to just be sitting there on your phone scrolling. I'm very self-aware enough to know when I'm like, okay, it's time to get off social media. You've been scrolling too much. So I just recommend, if you are one of them people who it's hard for you to stay off social media, take a break. Even if it's just for the weekend, even just start off with one day of no social media. I promise you, it'll make your life so much easier. You'll realize, like, dang, like, I never knew this about myself because I spent so much time being on social media. You really get to see like what you're interested in and what you really care about, what you really want to talk about. So take a monthly social media break. I mean, I wish I could do weekly. I may eventually start doing weekly. Not no time soon because I'm going hard with the content. But take a social media break at least once a month. At least. Every 2 weeks. But at least once a month. Alright, so the next healthy habit is to limit your fast food and cook more meals at home. When I was thinking about this list, I really couldn't pinpoint like how often you should eat at home and how often you should not eat fast food, because realistically we're all different. We all live different lives. We all have different schedules and routines. So it may be easier for you to do fast food. I do believe that if you put in the effort, you can cook most of your meals at home. So because of that, I didn't want to set like a number, but I will say for me, before I started this fast, I'm doing this fast for about 21 days. I would eat out maybe 2 or 3 times at the most a week. And that would be like for breakfast, I may get Starbucks. For lunch, I may get Chipotle. And then one weekend day, we may go out to dinner. But I cook most of my meals. And obviously, that's important because, one, you'll save money by limiting fast food. But also, you'll have more nutritious foods if you cook it at home. You know what's going in it. You will be less likely to eat like all of the unhealthy foods that you get from fast food. Most fast food is fried. It's red meat, it has a lot of calories, a lot of sauce, things like that. But if you cook at home, you're less likely to eat fast food. You can bake your food, sear it, air fry it. You know, there's so many new ways coming out about how you could cook your foods and make it healthier. So add that to your list of things that you want to do for 2023. Try to cook more at home, limit how much fast food you're eating. Maybe you know, based on whatever your routine or your schedule is, say like, okay, I'll only eat out on the weekends, or I'll only eat out for lunch. You know, if you have a job where you work in the office and it's better for you to just go to lunch, you know, with your coworkers or whatever it is, or vice versa, you take a lunch with you to work every single day. You cook dinner every night, you start meal prepping, whatever it is. Just, I think it's important that we pay more attention to what we put into our body and that we refrain from eating so much high processed foods. And I do know that most fast foods or all fast foods, the food is really processed. So start cooking at home. Get you the Pinterest app if you don't already have it. Use Google, whatever, Instagram, TikTok. You can find so many recipes everywhere. Go buy your recipe book and just start cooking meals at home. Alright, and y'all know I had to add this in there somehow, but the 9th habit that you guys should add to your routine is to exercise regularly. Now, I work out 5 days a week. I'm not saying y'all have to do that, but I definitely believe that as humans, we need to be getting physically active every single day, even if you just go walking, even if you go dancing, if you go jogging, cycling, Pilates, gym, whatever it is, we need to stay active. For me, I have noticed so much of a change in my body and my mood and everything when I started exercising. When I stopped sitting around in the bed, when I stopped being lazy and not wanting to take those long walks from the parking lot to the grocery store. Like, I started incorporating exercise in so many different ways, walking up steps. But it's so important that we keep our bodies moving, we keep the blood flowing, keep that circulation going. Like, we have to be physically active. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physical therapist, so I don't really like to get too deep into that stuff because I just don't like to. But from my personal experience, exercising has made such a huge difference into my life, my body, and my health. So I do like to promote exercising. So you guys should find some way to incorporate moving your body into your routine. Have fun with it, especially if you're starting out new. It doesn't have to be something that you dread. Don't let it be something that you dread. Let it be something that you look forward to every single day. I love going to the gym. It makes me feel amazing. So exercise regularly and find a way to add it to your routine. All right, the last but literally the most important habit is to prioritize sleeping this year. I feel like everybody has brought more awareness to sleep and why it's important for your mental health. There's been so much research, so many articles, so many people have been talking about this, and it's so important. There's a reason why your mom made you go to bed early, and there's a reason why she had you wake up at a certain time, because sleep is so important for your mental health. That's why when baby's cranky, mamas be like, okay, it's time for her to go to sleep, time for him to go to bed, he need a nap, because sleep is just so important for our mental health. It's so important for our brains, and we live in a society that tries to keep us from doing that, whether it's the entrepreneurial culture or the culture where we don't sleep, we work, that's all cool and all, but you really can't function if you aren't getting all the sleep that you need for your body. Honestly, I do feel like everybody's sleep needs are different. That's why there's a range from like 6 to 8 hours. Me personally, I shoot for about 7. I go to bed honestly around 11 p.m. sometimes 12 because I do work later. I usually get off around 9:30 at night, so I try to be asleep by 11:30. It doesn't always work out that way, but definitely before 12. I try to be asleep, and I wake up around 6, between 6:30 and 7. I'll say 6 and 7. Between 6 and 7 a.m. is when I wake up in the morning. So yeah, I prioritize sleep, and it does make a huge difference in my mood and just the tiredness throughout the day. Of course, when I wake up earlier, I get sleepy earlier. So that's the thing that you also have to consider when planning out your sleeping schedule. But that also correlates with your nighttime routine and your morning routine. You just want it all to correlate. Of course, every day is not going to be the same, but these are things that they should have been teaching us when we were kids in school. We need to prioritize habits that help our mental health and just help our overall well-being. So find a way to incorporate sleep into your schedule. I know a lot of us are working jobs where we need, because we have to pay bills, take care of people, things like that. But at the end of the day, you are so important, and you can't function correctly or do the things that you really need to do, give it your all, if you're not right up here or in your heart. We just have to, it's just so important that we put ourselves first and that we prioritize our sleep, our food, our body, our mind, our body, our soul, just all the things that sound so cliche. Those are the things that we really need to put at the top of our priority list all 2023, because when you focus on those things, the rest of your life will fall into place. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know which habits you guys are going to add to your routine for the new year. I hope you guys have a wonderful 2023, and I'm so excited for you guys to see all the things that I will be doing this year. And I hope you guys continue to follow me on my health journey, And if you are new here, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram.